I just finished reading an article about politicians. It's one of those articles whereby it's someone's opinion. They're not reporting on something. It's just they're sharing a story. They're sharing knowledge about politicians, what makes up a politician. And from what I just read, I'm starting to believe that in South Africa, one of the best politicians we've ever had is Mr. Gayton Mchenzie. Mr. Gayton Mchenzie, what I mean is that he has become the best archetype of a typical politician in South Africa. Being an opportunistic politician, he has mastered the art of not letting go of an opportunity that is going to benefit him, benefit his political party, and benefit his status in life, for him to be known to be someone and be respected, because politicians are also ambitious people. And I think he has so much ambition for him to come from where he's coming from. And bear with me, I'm not one person who's gonna judge Mr. Gayton Mchenzie based on his crime past. I will never do that. I've made plenty of videos disagreeing with his politics, disagreeing with what he stands for, but I will never use his past criminal life against him. That one I would never do. But when it comes to foreigners, his approach and all of those things, yeah, I can disagree if I want. It's a democratic country. It's a different contestation of different ideas. But I will never judge Gayton Mchenzie or Mr. Kenny Kunene about their past. They went to jail for it. They served their time. So count me out if you wanna scrutinize them based on that. But what I'm talking about is rooted in politicians. You need to know these people are master manipulators. All of them, including my favorite politicians. Yeah, I can see when they are manipulating the narrative, when they are manipulating the conversation, the discussion, when they're shifting the goalpost in a manipulative way. I can tell, I can see it, So it's easy to know if you even accept it for the people you love, the people you care about, that they are also manipulators. What I mean is, like, my own favorite politicians, I can easily agree. Yeah, these ones are master manipulators. So, and many politicians, not all, they thrive in lying to people and deceiving people, promises, false promises to get votes, to get respect, to get numbers, to get people to support them and vote for them. And so it's deceiving, lying. Politicians do that a lot. Even some of the ones I like, sometimes they would deceive, but it's no good. Me, the politician I like, most of the time is getting into trouble for speaking the truth. And sometimes I just wish, just don't talk, just deceive these people so you can get away from this, because they're tripping you and you're gonna speak so much truth and they're gonna hold the truth against you, because these people don't love the truth. So my politician, in a way, is always scrutinized for being honest, but there's times where he's deceiving and he lies to manipulate the conversation, like when he lied about Madam Naledo Pando. Like, that was deceiving to people, So, and even other times, yeah, there's times where Julius Malema has lied, but most of the time he's not getting into trouble because of the lies. He's getting into trouble because of the honesty and the truth and the bluntness of what he be saying. But is he a man of his word? He is a man of his word. If he says we're gonna do something, we're gonna do this, tomorrow we're marching, we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, they do it. If they promise the people of the FF, we're gonna do this, we're gonna deal with racism, we're gonna deal with 1, 2, 3, we're gonna make sure when you put us as councillors, you're gonna do the work. You see Aboboking, Obaking, in Twane, what they're doing a wonderful job. You see Abom what they're doing in Gauteng. They do the job. They don't just promise and not do the job. But these other ones, can we say that about them? Where is the track record for us to exclude them from the typical politician conversation and say these are not just typical politicians? These are real leaders in our environment. These leaders care, they do the work, they don't just, because typical politicians just lie to people, deceive people to get the vote. And I think Mr. Gayton Mchenzie has become one of the best politicians in South Africa, using this thing of foreigners. There is nobody who has ever thought of using this thing of foreigners, and they used it the way Mr. Gayton Mchenzie has used it. One thing I can tell you is that there is no one in South Africa who's gonna win the fight of trying to chase foreigners. The xenophobic politics will never take anyone anywhere. But to manipulate the perspective of the people, Mr. Gayton Mchenzie has managed to do that well. Has managed to put himself in the mix, and then he's now seen as the savior who's gonna chase the foreigners. This guy is put in a place whereby you can see it as a blessing or a curse. You know, because the curse is that you have to chase these foreigners. You don't just have to promise people nothing. You have to chase them. You said you're gonna chase them. The blessing is that this is a narrative that South Africans are going with now. Hey, foreigners must go, foreigners must go. So he's in the forefront of saying that as a political leader. So he can get away with winning the vote, but is he gonna do the job? That's where we come into questioning his actions. Are his actions matching the things he says on the podium, the promises he promised people before elections? Are they matching? Because otherwise it's just gonna be the best of the best by just being a typical politician. Is he gonna be a real politician who does the work, who does the change and bring the change to the people, and not just promise lies? You see, things like that. But hi, yeah, now what pet so like what pet Mr. Gayton Mchenzie, what pet so. And if I was him, but I'm not him and I can't speak like that, I just wish he could see the amount of benefits that he has with being in the forefront of this agenda of foreigners must go. If I was him, but I'm not him, so I can't speak about that. I just wish you could do something. But Mr. Gayton Mchenzie, if he was serious about this thing, he could even get majority of the vote in South Africa if he was serious about this. But it doesn't seem to be serious. It doesn't seem to be dedicated in the work, in the groundwork, in the real work. He thought this is just gonna be shouting foreigners must go. He didn't know there's work to be put in. You have to put in the work, man. And yeah, but it is what it is. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying. There's certain things I can't say, you know, because maybe we'll say them one day when we're comfortable. Now I'm not comfortable saying certain things because I don't want to say the wrong things and then I end up in trouble, if you understand what I'm talking about. But it is what it is. We thank you very much.